Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. So we are going to begin our last class of the week and our last class of the two first books. So we are happy to say we managed to go through all the stories in those two books in live classes, which means how many stories is that? In the Bhagavatam tells that's 5, 6, 10, 11, 15, 19, 22, 26, 31. We went to 31 stories of the Bhagavatam tells. And how many Gita wisdom tells? We're going to have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. So 2021, 41 stories in total of live stream classes that are recorded. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you want to watch previous sessions, it's easy on our YouTube channel. You just go to the live section. You have videos, shorts, then there's live. You press on that, you'll see all the classes that we've given. If you appreciate this and you'd like to contribute, we have got this Patreon page in the description below where you can become a Patreon member and thus support this important project. So without further ado, we will begin with the Mangalacharana prayer. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Katamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunantam Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shivishakam Vitamsha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Dishatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for joining. Last class of the week. Tomorrow is Govardhan Puja. So Jaya Giri Govardhan. I hope you will all have a festival celebrating Giri Govardhan. Krishna lifting Giri Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights. All right. Sorry for my nose. I have a bit of allergy today. These days is the harvest time, so the rice fields are all full of grains. There's a lot of pollen. Okay, we begin with the story. Here we go. So today's story is about Vritrasura. So Vritrasura, he's actually he's a demon, but he's a devotee. Although he's born as a demon, he's actually a devotee. So he's a special story today. And he fought against Indra. So here's Indra on his elephant, Airavata. So we're going to read his story, but just before that, what we're going to do is, we're going to remember the verse that the story is about, right? You remember it's about a verse, right? So what happened? Okay, excuse me. I'm just struggling here a second. All right. Okay, so we're gonna 247. So those two stories, the one that we have on Wednesday and today, are about 247 Bhagavad Gita. So here it is. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur ma tasango swakarmani. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Okay, so we had said that prescribed duty means some are grihastas, some are brahmachari, some are vanaprastha, some are sannyasis, right? And brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra. We all have some duty. We all have some means of livelihood. So we have to do this. But we should not try to enjoy those fruits. We should offer the result to Krishna. Hmm? Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. We should not think that everything that occurs is because of me alone, whether good or bad. No. And never be attached to not doing your duty. We have to perform our duty no matter what, especially our spiritual duty. Spiritual duty means Srila Prabhupada's instructions for devotees who are serious, initiated, waking up early, chanting Hare Krishna, doing Mangalarti, 16 rounds a day, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. These things we have to follow strictly. Okay, all right. So we jump into the story now. Vritrasura's dutiful fight. Once there was a great war between the Devatas and the Asuras. The Devatas were headed by Indra, and the Asuras were headed by the powerful Vritrasura. In his past life, Vritrasura was a great devotee named Chitraketu. Once, Chitraketu passed some comments about Lord Shiva, which in turn enraged Mother Parvati, who cursed him to become a demon. So, this is Vritrasura. In his past life, he was named Chitraketu, and he was a king. And he was a great devotee, a great Vaishnava. Okay? But Mother Parvati cursed him to become a demon. Thus, Chitraketu became Vritrasura. But he didn't forget his devotion to Lord Vishnu. He thought, the Lord punished me for my mistake, but he is kind. I must do my duty of fighting in the body of an Asura. I must not be attached to the results. I should just maintain my devotion to the Lord and finally attain him. So he thought like that I'm a demon, I'm in the body of a demon, I'm born as a demon. All right, I'll just fight like a demon, but I don't care if I die. If I die is good. I'm a demon anyway, in the body of a demon. I will go, but because I remember Krishna, I will attain him like that. So he did not care. He knew that everything is under Krishna's control. So we have Samart who just joined. Hare Krishna Samart.
Krishna Prabhu.
We're reading about Vritrasura.
Yes,
Vritrasura, no problem. Vritrasura arrived at the battlefield with a huge army of demons. Indra arrived with his army of gods. Of course, they're demigods. The demons then began attacking the gods with mountain peaks, tridents, axes, swords, and other deadly weapons. But the demigods quickly slashed those lethal weapons to pieces even before they reached them. The demons became afraid and began running away from the battlefield, leaving their leader Vritrasura alone. So the demon were afraid. They left. So Vritrasura was standing alone. Vritrasura then tried to motivate his army by saying, "O powerful Asuras, please hear me. It is the dharma of a soldier to fight. If one dies on the battlefield while fighting the enemy, one will be promoted to higher planets. So don't run away. Fight!" But the demons were too scared to stop. Taking advantage of their fear, the gods chased them and attacked them from behind. Vritrasura rebuked the devatas and challenged them. "This is so shameful of you. How can you attack your enemies from behind when they're fleeing? If you're courageous, then try confronting me." So saying, Vritrasura let out a loud roar, like that of a lion. The devatas were terrified and almost fainted. Vritrasura then trampled on them like a mad elephant tramples some hollow bamboos. To stop Vritrasura, Indra threw a great club at him. However, Vritrasura easily cut it with his left hand and struck Indra's carrier elephant Airavata's head with it. Airavata was pushed back 14 yards along with Indra. Seeing the condition of Airavata and Indra, Vritrasura didn't strike Indra any further. Indra revived Airavata with his mystic touch and gained composure. Vritrasura now chastised Indra. "O abominable one, I will pierce your stone-like heart with my trident. If the other devatas attack me, I shall too. But if I lose my life in this fight, I will go to Vaikuntha. Why don't you try to kill me with the powerful Vajra thunderbolt before I attack?" So Indra has got a Vajra weapon, very powerful weapon. It's his thunderbolt, and he can use it. The Vajra was powerful enough to kill Vritrasura, but Indra thought, "Vritrasura has made my club useless. He will also make my Vajra useless by his mighty powers." So Indra was not ready to release his weapon. Reassuring him, Vritrasura continued, "Indra, your victory is assured. The Vajra has been empowered by Lord Vishnu's blessings. You can destroy me with it." Seeing that Indra did not throw the Vajra, Vritrasura thought that it was useless speaking to the coward Indra. So he prayed to Lord Vishnu, "O Lord, may my mind always think of you. May my words always praise your divine qualities. I do not desire heavenly enjoyment, mystic powers, or liberation. All I wish for is your service."
Prabhu Vishrut is backstage.
Okay. Hare Krishna Vishnut. Vritrasura then thought, "Indra will become agitated and fight again if I show my prowess." So Vritrasura whirled his trident and threw it at Indra, exclaiming loudly, "I shall finish you off." Indra cut that blazing trident into pieces with his thunderbolt and severed Vritrasura's right hand. Vritrasura then angrily struck Indra with an iron mace. As a result, the Vajra slipped from Indra's hand and fell to the ground. Indra felt ashamed to pick it up again, but Vritrasura encouraged Indra to do so. "Take up your Vajra and kill me. Only Lord Vishnu is always victorious. All the others are sometimes victorious and are sometimes defeated. One should focus on one's duty and should not be considered about the result. Considerate, it should be, and should not be considerate about the result. Look at me. I am still trying my best to fight without being discouraged. Hearing Vritrasura's inciting words, Indra took up his Vajra again. He praised Vritrasura's dutiful nature and devotion and resumed fighting. Vritrasura then threw his iron club at Indra with his left hand. Indra smashed it with his Vajra and cut Vritrasura's left hand too. With both hands gone, Vritrasura was left bleeding profusely. Even in his weak state, he seemed to devour the entire universe. His gigantic form was such that his lower jaw appeared to touch the ground, while his upper jaw appeared to touch the sky. His mouth was deep like the ocean, and his tongue was like a large serpent. Gaining his composure, Vritrasura confronted Indra and swallowed him along with Airavata, just as a gigantic python might swallow an elephant. Then Vritrasura reflected, now the fight is over. Let me meditate on the Lord now. He thus went into a trance. The living spark, soul, then left his body and joyfully entered Vaikuntha. Although swallowed by Vritrasura, Indra didn't die within his belly, since he possessed the protective armor called the Narayan Kavacha. Indra came out of Vritrasura's abdomen by piercing it with his Vajra. But by then, Vritrasura had joyfully reached Vaikuntha. We can responsibly perform our duties, but the results are not in our hands. So both King Janaka and Vritrasura performed their duties as a king and a warrior, respectively. Both of them taught us that we must dedicatedly discharge our duties, but at the same time be detached from the results. Also, we must offer the results of our actions to the Lord, which in turn will enable us to attain Him. Okay, so we have finished all the books, the two first books. Now I'd like to share with you some pictures of Vritrasura. Would you like to see some pictures? Some paintings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, from the devotees. So I will search Vritrasura. Okay, here we go.
Prabhu, will you have two stories today?
I think so. If you can show me some tricks with that sword of yours, show me how you fight. Wow, you have a. What is this called? Is it a katana?
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a katana because it's shorter. The katana are very long. Yeah, it's still short. This one, oh yeah, it's a bit long. But I think this is not a katana. There's different. I think there's three names. You know, the very long one is a katana, middle size, and short size.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
All
one,
right.
I got in Deepavali film.
Okay, this one. Why is the shape like this? Should not be like that. Maybe it was. Let me open it and see if it's better if I click. Okay, there we go. So you see this Vritrasura. You see how big he was and ugly also, but actually he's a Vaishnav. So sometimes this happens, right? Which other devotee was born in a demon family that we know?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj was also born in a body of a demon, but of course he is not. So you see Vritrasura, he took the club. You see here, this is Indra's club. He caught it and he used it to strike Airavata. You can see Indra, he has got his Vajra weapon in his right hand, thunderbolt. And you see all the army of Indra? Look how Vritrasura just squashed them like little ants. But he was huge, Raw.
Prabhu, there are
Very,
two arrows in his hand. In his hand, there are two arrows. In
yeah.
his.
Is it arrows? I think is a decoration of his bangles, maybe. They would be very, very big arrows, don't you think? I think it's the bangles decoration. Okay. This is one of them. Now here, this is the Vajra. Indra's got 1,000 eyes, you see? He's called a 1,000-eyed god. See all
Wait,
these
why
eyes?
does Indra have 1,000 eyes?
He was cursed by a Muni because Indra was so lusty that he disguised himself as the sages and he had sexual intercourse with the sage's wife. So the sage, after he found that, he cursed him. The curse was quite harsh. And actually, then the sage decided that, okay, I will make it less bad. So it became eyes instead. Before being eyes, it was worse. So yeah, so we can see the Vajra weapon here of Indra. You see the electricity? And actually he was cutting. So you can see the arm is chopped off here. Vritrasura's arm. But Vritrasura had already left the body by then. He already had gone back to Lord Vishnu. You see how big he is? Look at those trees here. This is a tree. This is a tree. What would you do if you'd see someone like this? We would
Run
faint,
out.
right? No, you would not run out. You wouldn't have even chance to. Your body would not work anymore. You'd faint only. Here you see little trees like that. So he's very gigantic. Demigods praising Indra. So you see, this is funny, huh? Because Indra is a demigod, Vritrasura is a demon, but actually Vritrasura is a more advanced devotee than Indra. Because Indra has got material desires still. Of course, he's not a normal devotee. He's very powerful, very exalted. We should not offend him. But it's a fact that comparatively, Vritrasura's devotion was pure. Whereas Indra has got this attachment to remain Indra. Okay. Yeah, also we see. So this is his birth, actually, I think. If I'm not mistaken, he was born from a yajna.
So, but why are those brahmanas look like devotees?
Yes, they are brahmanas, right?
Prabhu, can you show
Devo-
the Vritrasura again? The Vritrasura.
yeah, so this is how he comes out of the fire, born from the yajna. Ra. Touching the clouds, see? Look at his trident entering the cloud. Ra. Very. So we should not think that we are the best in the universe. There are some entities out there on other planets that are extremely, extremely fearful, very powerful. And here another painting, Vritrasura with his chopped off limbs fallen to the ground. And we have Indra who repents. He knows that I have killed a great soul. Vritrasura, I believe, was a Brahmana, I think, also. So Indra is like, now I've become tainted with the sins of killing a Brahmana. So he was thinking, how can I get rid of those sins? All these stories are there in the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, beautiful stories, universal stories, not just of our little planet, but other planets. We should not think that these are just stories. These are facts of other planets, other living entities, demigods, demons. These all exist. But in Kali Yoga, we're so conditioned, we're so fallen that we think only here is true. There's nothing else from what except what we see. Huh? This is all nonsense. Okay, we have time for another story. You want another story? Yes. Okay, moral story. Here it comes. One moment. I need to put it here. All right. Here it comes. Okay, so lazy Kamsing. Yesterday, Wednesday was a lazy donkey. Today is lazy Kamsing. It's all about lazy people. Once upon a time, there lived a man named Kamsing. Although he was capable of working and earning his livelihood, he would beg. People would pity him and give him money. Gradually, it became his habit. So, actually, there's some people like that in the world. They are fit to work, but they prefer begging. I had seen once how a man became rich by begging. He was somehow acting as if disabled or something, going and begging like that, and people would give him a lot of money, and he became rich, but still he was begging. Gradually, he became so lazy that his sole occupation was to eat and sleep and do no work. He became so lazy that he would not even clean his house. Gradually, familiar people started to ignore him and not give him money. However, people who did not know Kamsing would still give him some money. One day it was raining very heavily, and Kamsing could not go for begging. After waiting for a long time, he became very hungry. Ultimately, due to hunger, he had to go for begging. Since it was raining heavily, he could not go far. He had to beg from the neighbors, and they knew him very well. They shouted at him for begging. The neighbors knew that he was very lazy. They were very irritated at seeing him. They started insulting him. After begging to many houses, he became very desperate and started visiting his friends. These stories have so many mistakes. Every sentence almost has grammar mistakes. Don't you feel ashamed to beg in front of me? I'm your old friend, Sundar. Why don't you find some work for yourself? He slapped him, I think. Look. Ow! Kamsing walked away quietly. On that day, he felt restless and could not sleep and remained hungry all night. Next day, he woke up late as usual. We can see that the sun rays are already high in the sky. He stepped out of his house and observed how ants were carrying grains and how the birds was feeding her child. Everyone he saw was working except him. He shifted his vision towards the village and observed how some people are doing farming and how some women are carrying the water pots. The extreme hunger gave him the realization. Every living entity is engaged in some sort of work. I'm the only shameless person who's not doing any work. Kamsing was now determined to work, and there was lot of work available for him. Now he was no longer a lazy person. By his name, he really became Kamsing. The moral is Krishna often puts a person in an extremely difficult situation in life to wake him up from the deep slumber of material consciousness. So sometimes we might become lazy, we might not do our spiritual duty, and Krishna might give little suffering so that we become more serious about doing our prescription.
In Hindi, calm means work. That's why work. That's why they say in the end that he really became calm.
Come means work in Hindi, is it?
Yeah, Prabhu. Tomorrow's Golden Puja.
Yes. So, have you prepared anything? Will you be doing something, Samat, Vishrut, and Mitra at the temple?
I don't know. I don't know what
You
we'll. Yeah, even I don't know what you're going to do.
Us, we are preparing the temple room. Sudam, can you show the banana trees? Take your iPad and show the banana trees. Can you switch the camera around? Is it possible? I don't know if it's possible now to use the back camera. Otherwise, you just show with the front camera. Try to show. We put 2 banana trees in the temple room. Okay, he's moving a lot. I don't know if it's possible to see properly. Okay, you can see one there. We put 1 banana tree there, and there's another one over there. And we're gonna be putting some mango leaves also. And because we're at home, so we're not with the Matajis. It's just gonna be our family. But still, we're gonna try to.
Nimanita Prabhu, are you where is Krishna Siddham now?
He's with me in the same house, but he likes to have with his iPad. Yeah. Okay, everyone, go get your beads. Time to chant 1 round.
Prabhu,
Yes, Samat.
yesterday I chanted 20 rounds.
Wow, Samat, I'm impressed. You're only 10 years old, right? You're 10 or 11?
I'm still 10. I'm still 10.
Still 10. So 10, 20 rounds means when you're 20, you chant 40 rounds. Yes?
Then I can bring money.
And when you're 50, you'll chant 100. Okay, let's begin.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare mystic power. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Can you
Hare
put the comment above this?
Hare Ram, Hare what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ram, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare. Look at this deity.
Why
Look
this
at this
deity?
deity.
These deities look so different. The one,
Yeah, the deity was blue like Krishna. Look. Hare
this one.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
You
Hare
know,
Ram, Nam Nam,
real,
Hare
real, this
Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Manipur, Manipur. Look.
Prabhu,
Hare
this is
Krishna,
real
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
I
Nam
got
Nam,
it.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Oh,
Krishna,
I went to this temple before. I went to
Hare
this
Ram,
temple this
Nam
night.
Tirupati. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Nam Nam, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Nam Nam. Panchakalpatarubhishya kripa sindhu vyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnava. Sorry, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Okay, all right. Thank you all.
Amazing.
Baba, look
Okay,
on the chat what I sent.
yeah, I will. Samarth wants to see the third comment. Is it because my name is misspelled and makes you laugh?
Yeah.
I knew it. Okay,
But
I
see
will
on
show
the
you
chat.
something. We will
See on
stop the
the
live
chat.
stream and then I'll show you something, okay? Panchakalpatarubhishcha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Namo Nantapati Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Prabhupada.